For people of my background, very poor East End people, it was a phenomenon. I mean, we couldn't afford a motor car. It was out of the question. Television, refrigerator was an unnecessary luxury. We all had all our milk floated in water and butter. It didn't matter. But a television, it was like the eighth wonder of the world. For a few pounds there and so much a month, we was able to obtain perhaps a 12-inch set. And of course, in those days, it was a sort of social status. The old aerial had to go on the roof in those days. It wasn't just down below. And of course, there were some people in the East End, they are, that were putting aerials on their roof and nothing on the other end. But that, I never really knew anybody like that. But of course, it was a wonderful thing for us. I mean, we were big families, and we'd all get together. It actually brought us all back together again. But of course, there were certain reservations about it. We all thought that we had to sit completely in the dark because we'd all go blind. The other thing was that my poor old mum used to sit right at the back, and I used to say, "Come on, Mum, down the front." She said, "But it might blow up." And then there was the clamour of all the art, and that was going to destroy the art conversation. Well, what we were talking about before we had television, I don't know. It was the conversation on the bus, the station, everybody. What did you see? Sore eyes. You've been watching the old telly last night. But gradually, we got used to it. We all sat around, and when had teething troubles, there were times during the week it's not our fault. It's the telly would break down or something, and we'd all nip out quick to the loo and make a sandwich. I think some of the programmes, because it was BBC only in them days, and of course some of the programmes were a little bit above our head. They were a little bit highbrow, slightly middle class. They play. We didn't really mind that because it was a fantasy. We got away from that kitchen sink, and the lovely plays with perhaps Gwen Watford or Catherine Brake or Isabel Dean. It made us feel that we was escaping from that kitchen sink. We didn't mind kitchen sink dramas if they weren't gut-wrenching, miserable. If they were comedy, we didn't mind. But because with most of the plays then, you automatically identified yourself perhaps with someone in that play or the situation. And I think that's why we used to like the comedies, the I Love Lucy shows and all them sort of things. I think also it was fairly well based out. I mean, there were programmes for the children. I mean, I think the first two words my eldest son said were Bill and Ben. And, of course, like the modern version now of yoga and isometrics, we had Eileen Fowler. She tried to keep us all slim. And we all secretly, I think women, secretly admired but Donald Hobley. He was our man. And what did the men have? Oh, they had Barbara Kelly and Isabel Barnett in What's My Line, Gilbert Harding. And it was funny about that programme because you had to guess what the person's line was. And at the end of the programme, the viewers like us were allowed to guess, who the person was. And they would all say, pretty obvious, he sells peanuts in Petticoat Lane. And one of my other brothers say, don't be stupid. You see, he's a water diviner. We used to have a giggle. But they were nice programmes. As you say, the plays were good. I think the acting weren't quite as good as we see today. But then, as I say, we had our Sweeney was Dixon of Dock Green, and Harry O was Fabian of the Yard, something like that. They were quite good programmes. Because it was so new, I think some of the highbrow programmes, like the ballet and things like that, we accepted them, and we didn't sort of shut off because it aroused our curiosity. And of course, as I say, it was the women, programmes were cooking in the afternoon, and because Kids' Batman then was Superman. And what was so marvellous about Superman, he actually flew, not like today. Then sort of we started to creep up to plays which got a bit three-way drama things. Three-way drama plays. A funny thing about the people in the East End, we've got a very high standard of morals, and people think, if you make it crude. I mean, didn't like the plays. I think most writers thought then they had to shock us. Now, I didn't mind being shocked with the unreal. I don't mind being shocked with a man coming out of a coffin, but I don't like being shocked with sex. I think sex is something that, I mean, you can imagine, if you see two people going into a bedroom holding hands or looking boss-eyed at each other, you know what they're going to do in that bedroom, so it's not necessary. But I think they thought, like young Ken Russell and Johnny Spade, their plays were, I think they thought that to shock us, and I think that's where it went a bit funny, you know, we started to go off.